Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Saba ma'am, are you online? I think no, she will be joining soon.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, you are there, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
we'll start then.
yes, sure.
Rajalakshmi ma'am,
Yes, sir. I'm here.
we will start.
Recording in progress.
Rajalakshmi ma'am, you can start.
Recording stopped.
Dr. R. Rajalakshmi ma'am.
Sir,
Yeah, ma'am, you can start.
a warm greetings to the respected delegates and participants to this one-week
Recording
workshop
in
on
progress.
empowering educators in the age of artificial intelligence. I'm happy here to introduce and welcome the guest of honor and speaker for today's session, Dr. Saba. She is presently working as an assistant professor in education studies, Central University of Kerala. She has completed her schooling from Girls High School and completed her BCom, MCom, B.Ed and MA from Aligarh Muslim University, UP. She has received her doctorate degree in education from Jamia Millia Islamia Central University, New Delhi in 2017. She was also qualified in UGC NET with JRS in education and UGC NET in commerce. She is also upholding her master's degree in counseling from IGNOU. We are delighted to have such a wonderful resource person on this day. On behalf of the organizing team, I am happy to welcome Dr. Saba to this workshop. Once again, I welcome you, ma'am, to share your expertise to our enlightened participants. Once again, I welcome all the participants to this wonderful program. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Naseem sir, shall we start or we have to wait for participants?
You can start, ma'am.
Okay. So thank you so much for such a warm welcome. It is completely my pleasure to be a part of this workshop, and I am highly grateful to the organizers who contacted me and gave me this opportunity to act as a resource person for this day. So as we, sir, can I show my, can I share my
Yes.
screen?
Yes, ma'am. Please.
Is it visible, sir?
Yes.
So today's topic for presentation is educational administration through ICT. As we all know that this workshop is all about knowing about artificial intelligence and the ICT tools that we are using nowadays in the field of education. And it is one of the emerging area in the field of education, not from now, but it has been emerged. It has become a need for the 21st century of the young generation. So, in order to communicate and in order to make our things easily, the use of the embeddedness of ICT has or technology has become a very essential thing. So the field of educational administration is not an exception for this use of technology, but it is also one of the important area in emerging area in the field of education. So when we talk about ICT, we all have gone across that during this COVID-19 period, when there was a sudden lockdown and there was a sudden shutdown of these schools and educational institutions. This area was one of the area which came into prominent area, and it has somehow helped all the teachers, educators, and students, and somehow it was the plan B for our COVID-19 scenario. So when we talk about educational administration, the first thing that emerged in our mind is that it has been misconceptualized with the educational management also. So the educational administration and educational management and how ICT is going to assist us in the educational management and administration is one of the core focus of this present presentation. So as we know that the field of educational administration has been significantly transformed with the integration of ICT, and this transformation has somehow affected the ways, and nowadays there is a trend that those schools or those colleges or institutes which are not going or not using ICT in their manner of work, they have been considered as somehow lag behind, and now there is a fresh trend of having smart schools and smart classrooms. So today we are here to discuss some of the ICT tools and how they are assisting the record keeping, the communication, data analysis, and resource management, and making our present educational administration more efficient and effective. So as far as the importance of ICT in education is concerned, so we all know that today, as we discussed, that in the field of teaching and learning, there are many stakeholders who are involved in this process of education, like students, teachers, parents, and administrators. So we can say that for the effective working of all these stakeholders and for the effective functioning of our school, it is necessary to have ICT in our field in the field of education. Now, as I told that educational administration and management have somehow misunderstood, but there is a slight difference. So before going to that, I would like to focus on the main areas which are involved in educational management and administration. The first is planning. So as we know that planning is an important aspect of every action of any area, and planning a deep planning and understanding of the concepts and the understanding of the project that we are going to start is necessary. So planning is the deciding for the future and generating plans for action. That how we are going to do all the things throughout the year. If we are talking in terms of education, it means the year planning of the academic or academic planning of the year. So, and then organizing the resources, whether it is human resource or it is non-human resource. So, in educational administration, this is also one of the aspects that how we are going to organize the available resources. As we know that in the field of education, sometimes we have lack of teachers, sometimes we have lack of resources. So how optimum utilization of resource can be ensured, that is very much necessary for any educational administration. So the organizing of the resources is also one of the main aspects of educational administration and management. And then comes the coordinating, means coordination of the available resources. So coordination is placing or creating a framework within which all the available resources have to work, and how these goals can be accomplished. That we have decided in the planning aspect, that goals, how these goals can be achieved, also somehow give guidance to the coordinating aspect of the management. Then directing. Directing is assessing the amount and kind of work and getting people to do it. In order to have a proper, in order to ensure the achievement of these set goals, it is very much required that proper direction should be there. A clear direction should be there, whether they are students or teachers, and whether they are the persons of the management, whether they are your office persons. So all these things comes under the clear under this administration part. Then controlling. Controlling is checking your progress in context of the plans that we already made in the first step, in context to the achievable plans that we have constructed in the planning section. So all these things are somehow comes under educational management and administration. As we know that this is the core aspect of any educational institution, that how effectively they are managing the resources, how effectively they are working, their workforce, that is whether that is satisfied, whether there is a clear plan of action or not. So all these things decide that whether in proper sense that administration is going on or not. So this is something that is not related to ICT directly, but this is the something which is a base for implementing ICT in the field of education and administration. As I told, there was a misunderstood thing that administration and management are the same thing or not. So, as this categorization has been given by Oliver Sheldon, which says that administration is a determinative factor or a determinative function, whereas management is an executive function. As I told, that all these five factors, planning, organizing, directing, controlling, and coordinating, they all comes under the management aspect. They are the management aspect, as they are the executive function, and administration is a part of that, and it is a determinative function. And there is no distinction, there is no clear distinction between administration and management. As in this present time, there has been, we have witnessed a rapid and exponential growth over the years in the field of education, and therefore this administration and proper management and administration has become a challenge in the present scenario. So, with the help of these ICT techniques, we will just try to make a change, and we can somehow make our administration and management part a little bit easy in terms of its effective in terms of its effectiveness. So now the question arises that how we can apply ICT in the field of educational administration, or what is e-governance. It has also been named as e-governance. So the question is, what is e-governance? So e-governance, in terms of terminology, it means that electronic kind of governance. So everything now we are using, it is just just a click away from us, and we are now living in the field of technology. So educational management, as far as it is concerned, it includes a variety of tasks, like from the day one when we are going to start our academic we are going to start our academic session. The first thing that comes under is that, as discussed, is planning. That how we are going to start our session. A complete session planning that we will discuss in our later slides. That it is required. That what will be the list of activities that we are going to do in that academic year. So for this thing and how we are going to do the remaining tasks like admission, how we are going to have our academic activities, the co-curricular activities, curricular activities, what will be the time of our examination for formative assessment, or for summative assessment. So in order to maintain all these things in an alignment and in order to have a clear understanding of all these things, whether the plan is working or not, it is required that we should have a prior planning of all these things. So educational ICT can be embedded in all of these tasks. How that we are going to discuss, such as in the process of admission, when we are going to start the admission. As we all know that in admission we have to keep a record of the students, and we have to give an enrollment number in terms of university admission. Nowadays, summer portal has been is in prevalence. It has been offered by the government of India, where all these records are being maintained. And over the years, the time when whatever time it is when the student is enrolled in your institution, all these things can be maintained and can be properly aligned in terms of the growth and in terms of the record of that particular student. So e-Smart portal is one of the portals which is dealing with the admission, then record keeping and resource management. There are several other ICT tools that are assisting nowadays in these tasks as well. So in terms when we are discussing in terms of use of ICT for teachers and in the educational institutions, there can be three broad areas that can be described that are assisting the three main stakeholders of the educational institution, that is learner, teacher, and the administration. So the ICT areas in educational administration, the learner related areas there are teacher related areas, and there are school functioning related areas. So if we talk about learner related areas, there is an overlapping between these areas as well. Like admission, the ICT tools that are concerned with the admission of these students, it is somehow related with the management and somehow related to the admissions to the students as well. So then registration, timetable management, attendance tracking, report card, hostel transport, and many more. Nowadays, it has been commonly used. Schools are using several open tools, ICT tools for their management, school management, and there you must have been seen that they are having different sections for keeping a record of each of the student in terms of his or her academic record, in terms of his or her fees record, in terms of his or her transportation fees record, and everything has been properly organized. And these tools are somehow assisting the management, and they somehow the progress can also be seen. They are saved in a click, and they are somehow saving the time of all the stakeholders, whether it is teacher or whether it is administration. Then teachers related, there are several teacher related areas of ICT tools where they are assisting the teachers. And if we are talking about when we are talking about the teachers, it means that teaching learning activities, record maintenance, and communication of latest decisions that are going to be from the several educational boards and bodies like CBSE, NCERT, etc. Like we all know that in ICT based learning, now there is an era of developing e-content. This is the time where teachers are using technology inside their classrooms. This is the smart learning is taking place, and blended, whether it is in the blended form or whether it is completely on the basis of this ICT based learning, virtual labs, and all these things are somehow facilitating the teacher in order to for curriculum transaction in the classroom. So All these things are somehow related. The tools that are related, that are supporting the teacher in the transaction of the curriculum in the class are coming under this ICT tools for administration in terms of teachers. Now, then school functioning is that, as we discussed, that there are many tasks that are involved in the proper administration of the schools or any educational institutions, like recruitment of the faculty members, like recruitment of the staff members, then attendance management, whether it is the attendance of the student or whether it is the attendance recording of the faculty members or the teachers. So as we say that, as we have seen that there are separate registers. In the traditional mode, there we have separate register, but now the time has changed and the time has come up of using these that electronic recording of their attendance means. So all these things are somehow assisting the school functioning, and with these there are several tools that will assist in all these tasks. So we will be coming to those tasks quickly, and then if we are talking about these school management tools, we all know that these school management tools are they are assisting the smooth functioning of the schools or educational institutions. Like interaction, they include interaction, that is interaction between the management and the interaction between the parents or teachers and staff, alumni, community members, and others. The school management also includes the school admission, subject selection, course selection, class and teacher allotment, maintaining records, communicating with the parents, and preparing various certificates and analyzing various data. And it involves processes like planning, budget, accounting, school-related processes like timetable, fee collection, staff management, resource management, communication with parents and community. Besides all these things, it is also somehow helping in the development of its own management information system that is required for the school, for the school functioning and for the running of a school. So we can say that the latest development in the school educations and the suggestions that the different bodies are making, like CBSE and CRDO, because Wikipedia is making, that all come under and the knowledge of all these things are somehow we can have everything has been digitalized and everything is just one click away from the citizens of our country. And this digitalization process and somehow is an improvisation over the ICT techniques. Now software for this kind of software options are also available in proprietary and in paid category. Nowadays, the paid softwares are available, with which you can easily create your own school management information system. These are some of the examples of the school management tools, like Pekara. This is the best application for managing your educational institute, in which we can see that some core modules are available and some extended modules are available. But this is a paid version. For this, you have to make a registration. You have to select a plan, and with that plan, you can operate and you can apply this software in your school management as your school management information system. Then is there another is PS School. In this also it is a fully customized or comprehensive software application. With this, you can add it your detail. You can enter your details in this software of of your school, and easily all these things become trackable for the for all these stakeholders. Then another example is Fedena. It is also one of the software which is basically meant for improvisation of your school running and school activities and actions. Another example is the school toolbook. School toolbook is also it basically record all the students related information, and where the student can easily track their progress, where the students can easily have an idea of their progress, and the parents can also look to the progress of their work in this through this application. Then this is one of the uh, this is also one of the tool. This is used by the Kendra Vidyalaya Sangathan nowadays. It is one of the application which they are using in order to have an understanding. This is Shala Darshan and Shala Darpan, sorry. And this Shala Darpan tool, they are using ICT tool for making their school administration and management system more open to all these stakeholders. Under this, as we can see, that school expert system is there. It is for staff and for students also. And then online admission system and learning support platform and analytics are there. So if you are going to log in as whether as a student or whether as a staff members, you can easily access to the information related to the Kendra Vidyalaya Sangathan. Another example of a school management system is open administration for schools. It is also one of the open software where you can customize as per the needs of your, like here as we can see, attendance and discipline activities, related fees, report cards, timetable, export, anything you can add to this software, and you can make this software as per the need of your school. ERP based database management using ERP. So now the question that I said, what is this ERP? You all have heard about this word. That thing that I was talking that nowadays, if you are a parent, you will be noticing that nowadays private schools all are having their management system. They all are using some kind of online tools in order to track your progress, the progress of your student, of your child. That is somehow the schools are using Microsoft Teams, some of the schools are using next learning teams. All these things are basically ERP platforms, and ERP platforms is enterprise resource planning platforms. So these ERP based platforms are used nowadays by different schools, whether it is private or public. And government is also taking initiatives in building up some of the ERP platforms in order to disseminate these school related information and making it more visible to all the stakeholders. So ERP is an enterprise-wide information system that has been designed to coordinate all the resources, information and activities needed for organizational processes. Another is the key function of ERP is that it enables efficient tracking of students and effective tracking of the teachers' progress and their work and staff progress and their work. And it all these things help in the decision making and policy making to the educational institution. Next comes the record keeping and management. So in the field of education, this thing is very important. Record keeping and management, because when we are going to not only schools and but also to the higher education institutions, in schools also there are certain kind of extensions, and there are which are it is academic, whether it is co-curricular activities, record of the documents, or whether it is the psychological activity record of the student. So in order to provide that cumulative record of the student, it is very much required that proper record should be maintained of each the student over all the domains and over all the years of his schooling in that school. So if that and this record is not only necessary for the students, but it is also necessary for the teachers in order to assess their level of teaching, which is somehow is leading to the development of the child. So these records are having different usages to different stakeholders. For students, they are having different kinds of record of their students, and for teachers, they can with that record they can analyze the quality of teaching the quality of improvement they are making in their teaching. And another thing is that the school itself can analyze its progress over the years if they are having a record, proper record, year-wise record of their activity, so that they can also check their progress, their rate of growth over the years of establishment. Another thing is that not all these records are not only helping for the schools, but they are for their internal assessment, but they are also helping the schools in order to check their progress with the other schools of that of the similar nature or of the different nature. For example, private schools can check the progress with the public schools, whereas the one school can check the progress with the other schools, and all these things make them more progressive towards the achievement, towards the attainment of their goal, and all these things somehow they are required by the government also in order to feed their data in that government portal. So what are the different types of records that are necessary? As we know that school records different academic, administrative and other related activities that are preserved in various forms such as documents, files, and nowadays the recent trend is of having all these recordings through cloud storage. So what are the database management or platforms that are there for helping out this function of education and so as we can see, there are some of the platforms with which some of the software with which we can achieve this function of education administration, like keeping a record of every child through MS Excel and keeping a record of every child through MS Excel, and MySQL and Business Computer are some of the examples of proper recording of the student. And this recordation comes when we talk about the recording of the name, there comes many things, many recordation of many things is required, like admission register is required, attendance register is required, log book, visitor book, cumulative record cards of the student report sheet, staff time movement and movement book, and library records, stock register, property register, cash book, and potential of ICT in record keeping. It is very much required, and with these all these things can be achieved if we are going to use these platforms. Okay, and another thing is that earlier what was happening that many of these things were recorded only in the paper, in the form of paper, like separate file was maintained for every child and every class, but that requires a huge size of storage in order to keep and maintain. Suppose a child is located in some classroom and is out there, it is being sustained in that school in class 12. So it is a serious task to maintain a file of that child over the year. So all these things now recordation on the files, papers, and books and CD-ROMs and hard disk, and now these some and administration, there is a need to record all these things without papers. So paperless administration is a new area where ICT is assisting. Um, so in this, you all are aware about this DigiLocker system. So anyone from the audience who is using this DigiLocker system? Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, audible. You are audible.
So anyone from the audience who have earlier gone through this DigiLocker?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. For what purposes?
Ma'am, for saving our Aadhaar and other documents, we have used DigiLockers.
Yes. So DigiLocker is basically a government portal where you can store, you can find out anytime your government certificates or any mark sheet and all. Nowadays, like we all are from the teaching fraternity, we have to have our CTET and all. So the TET mark sheet, if you are if you have crossed that CTET and all, that mark sheet is has been provided through this platform only, that is DigiLocker. Many of the documents have now been saved in order to access any time, and this is a kind of paperless. This is a part of paperless administration where the digital signatures are there. Even the caste certificates, even the government certificates and all that we are using. And we are using nowadays. Somehow they have been issued to your DigiLocker account. For this, you have to have a DigiLocker account, and that has been linked to your Aadhaar. And now it is necessary to have your PAN card also there. So you can store your all details in that DigiLocker, your user ID, and with that, whatever you will be applying, you are going to apply for certificate, you are going to have your any examination you pass, all those documents will automatically will come to this account. So it is a kind of locker, a locker facility where you can store all the government documents, and this locker is easily accessible from anywhere, from any time, at any time. Okay, so this is digital based, that's why it has been named as DigiLocker. Another initiative of the government of India in regard to have a paperless administration is e-office, and this has been offered by the government of India. But nowadays, for this also, we have to have a registration with the institution, the big universities or big educational institutions. They have to first have this facility. They have to register their university or college or institution with this e-office. And this that whole demo we will be discussing in our later slides. So this DigiLocker and e-office things is are the example of government platforms which have been initiated by the government India as an attempt to have paperless administration. Another aspect of educational management or administration is allocation of duties among teachers and staff. So as we all know this thing that if your institution is of a large size, it becomes very difficult to have a track record of all the teachers and all the staff, and to assign duties and to allocate some work to them and to keep a track of that also. For this, there are certain platforms, ICT platforms with which we can make this task easy. Like there are some automatically generated tools are there which can generate and which can simplify timetabling and which can simplify the allocation of the duties. Like we all know that in an academic year, we have to do a number of things. For example, we have to keep a proper a slot for all other co-curricular activities also. We have to keep a slot for our formative assessment, then when we are going to have our formative, then when we are going to have our summative assessment. Like these kind of planning is required. And sometimes what happens that we used to forget that which time slot in an academic calendar we have fixed for what purposes. So sometimes some of the important events they used to get missed from us. So in order to overcome from that problem, we can use different platforms that are there like Google Calendar. This is a symbol of Google Calendar. Everybody knows that. That with Google Calendar, we can schedule, we can fix all the important academic activities and curricular, co-curricular activities, examination, everything we can fix a particular time slot in this Google Calendar so that nothing is missed from us during that academic year. Apart from this, creating a timetable for all the classes is a very difficult task for which timetable is that. So nowadays, and for that also now class timetable they have to maintain. They have to maintain a huge timetable. They have to maintain a different timetables like co-curricular activity timetables they have to maintain. So it is not possible to maintain all these timetables with that too also in different sections and over the grades. So for that they can adopt this ICT. This is a platform for generating automatically timetables. Okay. So apart from that, there are many other free platforms are available through which you can generate the timetable of your school. Then maintaining students' portfolio, as we have discussed in that record meeting also, it is also important. Like for various purposes, for scholarships, for having examinations, for many things, we need the full detail of the student. So how we are going to keep a record of different students in a different class. So that is also very important. So how ICT assesses this is that through we can either maintain different files and PPT, we can maintain different PPTs for the students' performance over the year, and that can be kept and that can be recorded as the students' portfolio. Another thing is that another way to come out to maintain that students' portfolio is the usage of Google Drive. Every teacher can have a separate drive or the entire school can have a separate drive where we can maintain different folders that they are representing the different years of different years, academic years, and that they can maintain different folders of every student, including their photographs, including their full admission details, including their report cards of the class 8, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever they have done, including their formative assessment reports can be maintained, files can be saved, their co-curricular activities progress can be saved in that folder. And apart from this, they can any disciplinary act if something is happening they have been notified, that notice and all can be kept in this folder. So Google Drive is also one of the mostly used platform for having this, for maintaining this student portfolio. Another platform for maintaining the student's portfolio is Mahara, and this Mahara also serves the same purpose. Here you can customize the this platform. This is not open platform. For this you have to take a paid work. You have to select some plan and you have to make a payment. And with this you can have a you can customize this platform as per your needs. And this is also one of the important platform for maintaining the student's portfolio that can be easily accessed by uh, students as well as the administration. Now, these are some of the platforms that are related with assessment and evaluation.
Once when I wrote heredity
So now, as we know that assessment and evaluation is also one of the important aspect of educational administration and management. But how they are going to we are going to have that with the help of ICT. How we are going to make them easy with the help of ICT? That is also one of the question. So as we all are aware with this learning management system, assessment. So as there are different kinds of assessments throughout the year, that is formative assessment is there, summative assessment is there, class tests are there, and different forms of assessments are also there. Like now we are not relying on one type of assessment, like not only on test methods, we are not relying on that. Like not paper pencil tests are always there, but we are going to have different types of assessments. Like sometimes presentations are there, sometimes students are sent to the virtual lab, and that assessment is also necessary to be a part of their total assessment. And then we are going to have different discussion forums are there, which are an important part of the assessment, and different activities are there, classroom interaction, and all these are important aspects nowadays of internal assessment especially. So what tools we are going to use in order to meet this requirement of educational administration? So there are different learning management system platforms in which the teachers can post their e-content either in the form of text, either in the form of videos, either in the form of uh, some audio files, and some podcasts, some YouTube links, some their blogs, they all can the links of these blogs and all they can send to a learning management system like platforms like Moodle is operating that we will discuss. Moodle is one of the example of learning management system where you can create your e-content and where you can post and to your students group like we have WhatsApp group in that similar format. You can have your Moodle group, and in that Moodle group you can create your ID, your class, and with that class you can share the link. That link you can share to your students, and the students can join that Moodle class of yours with the help of their registered mail IDs in the schools, and from there, for each topic, you can have the e-content, you
Hello?
can have an assignments, you can give them
Ah.
some discussion forums, some activities you can
Hello?
assign them
അതെ പറയൂ.
related to each of the topics. And Moodle is one of the example. The similar kind
ഇല്ല
of
ഇല്ല
thing
അത്
is being managed by Google Classroom that I forgot to include over here, but we all are somehow become
ആ
familiar to that Google Classroom during our COVID-19 scenario. Another that for evaluation, what type of platforms we are using. In that thing, even these Google Forms are helping out a lot in order to have a quick and easy evaluation of the learning of the chap of learning. So nowadays, even they are accessible by a number of students, and over a very short span of time, you can get the results also if you are going to convert it into a quiz. So an easy kind of assessment and can be done through Google Forms also. Apart from this, Google Classroom and Google Forms, a number of other learning management system tools, LMS are available that have we can adopt to have this function of assessment and evaluation. Then comes the use of ICT in financial management. As we are all knowing that the fees is one of the important aspect for running a school or any educational administration. So proper recordation of the fees and when the student is paying them, and when the next installment is going to due, that all management is very much required. And apart from this, the different kind of fees like the transport fees that they are having, the examination fees, what are the different categories of the total fees, and in what head that amount has been received and what is the pending amount, what is the outstanding fees that we have to collect from the students, and when this notice has to be automatically generated to the parents' mail ID or their phone number, that is also an important part. As we discussed, that this open admin for schools is available. This is an open platform, and where we can keep a record of not only attendance but discipline also, fees, report cards, timetable, everything we can maintain through this platform open admin for schools. So fees is also one of the aspect of this. So if you when you will click into the fees, you can see that all these options will arise to you, that charge fees, due fees, delete fees, accept payment, print receipts. This automatically these payment receipt fee receipts will be generated and that will be sent to the parent's mail ID or the number, whatever information you have fed in that platform. Then payment report, then due transaction, outstanding fees, and export monthly summary. That over in the entire month, how much fees you have received. That we can have an idea with this by adapting this platform.
വിക്കിനോടൊട്ടും പറഞ്ഞേക്കണു.
Then when you will go to the SSPs, you can create few SSPs or you can have that predefined fees. Every year nowadays, schools are revising their fee structure. So if you want to have a revised fee structure, you can click to this option, create new, and you can assess fees, date, fee name, what fee you are increasing, description, amount, and the group means the class group that you are having with class 6, 7 to 8, and you will continue with that. And if you want to have that predefined fees, then you can assess fees and select predefined fees and name them and description, amount, group, and select. The same thing you can adapt for the subsequent year also. Then we will move to the next we will move to the that ICT for resource planning and sharing. So this is also one of the important aspects of ICT in educational administration, that the important function of every educational institution is to provide quality content to the learners. So how these content can be created by the teachers and how they can disseminate these content, they can provide this content to their learners. Okay, so the creation or dissemination of e-content among all the stakeholders of education is an important aspect of education administration. And for this, every school is creating that management, their own management information system that we discussed earlier as well. That every school is adapting and is purchasing their own management information system in order to have a track of all the classes, all the students, and all these smooth functioning and managing of the task of the
കോമഡി
school.
എന്നാണ്.
So for that, if we want to have an e-content wise content dissemination, we are having some government portals like Diksha. This is a digital initiative of Government of India. So in Diksha, basically they are different state-wise and class-wise. NCRT books are available, and all supplementary videos are available related to each of the chapter, related to each of the content. Teachers' videos are available, animated videos are available, teachers' notes are available, and you can easily access to those things. And this is an important and the most widely used platform of Government of India. Then comes the e-Pathshala. The same thing is there, and in this e-Pathshala also we are having this state-wise books also. Books of state boards are also there apart from NCRT. State board books are also there. From there you can easily access the chapters of any subject, and you can easily access uh, the exercises of that chapter, and various video contents are also available there. And one of the recent advancement is the launch of that Saransh by CBSE, and this is the personalized form of resource sharing platform by CBSE. So when you are talking about that, all the schools will have their own management information system, whatever they are adopting. That MIS school MIS will be associated, will be linked up with the other schools of that state, and all these MIS will be related to the wide web, and all these state-wise management information system MIS will be linked to the school education management information system, okay, of that particular state, and that's how all these things have been made centralized. So if whatever, if your school in which state it is operating, you can easily go and access their information. Okay, management information, it is become accessible to all. So as it has been written here, that all these schools-based MIS will be integrated with the statewide draft-based school education management system, which in turn will be related to a nationwide network of all the students of all the schools, wherein all teachers, students, managers, and community will participate to collaborate and share these digital repositories of tools, content, and resources. Professional development and continuing education, platforms and guidance and counseling and other student support services that are available in your school. So all these things are becoming digitally, they are becoming shareable and reachable to all these stakeholders. Then at last it comes that how we are going to create an online community of parents, teachers and students for effective administration. As we know that the involvement of all the stakeholders is necessary for having a good administration. So for this, nowadays, at the time of this digital age, now we are using that SMS is and WhatsApp messages. Every school, for every class, they are having a separate WhatsApp group in which they are going to circulate the important notices, the important information related to the class students. Then we can have that. Now parents and teachers can go. The parents and students can go and directly go to the website page of that educational institution. From there, we can access the important information which we want to have. Apart from this, there are several social networking platforms that are operating, like Facebook pages of these schools are there, then YouTube channels of these schools are there, Insta pages are there for different purposes, different podcast channels are there for every schools and every educational institutions, where they are just somehow they are advertising their schools, and they are highlighting the chief features of their schools and chief events, the important events that they are celebrating in their schools in order to marketize their school. And then there comes the different mailing system. We can even mail. If you want to create a community, if you want to get interaction with the parents and the teachers, then our mail system is there. Automatically, mail can be generated, and the parents can receive the mail for